Hey everybody, it's like 1:17 a.m. here. Thank goodness for daylight savings time, otherwise it would be 2:17. Oh my gosh, time flies by around here. I got out of work late, had all that car trouble again, and then, anyway, so I made Donna dinner late, and she's still eating it over there. And I made us these nasty little, I don't know, they got burnt. We got the cheap ones, and they're dry as hard as a rock. Anyway, what did I make this video for? Oh, yeah, I don't know if somebody was trying to call me or whatever a few minutes ago. My phone was beeping and making it sound like a video call, so whoever it was just called me back. I don't know who it was, but I was watching some preacher video on Facebook, one of those interactive prophets. This guy just popped up on my phone. I don't know who he is. From Africa or something, Haiti. And it's like that other guy, Philip Cornerstone Ministry, where he's like they prophesy and they preach the Bible. Well, this guy, I went on there and all of a sudden he started saying, I see Stephen, a guy named Stephen. And I'm like, that's me, I'm the only Stephen there. Everybody else was from another country. And he mentioned my name, and he just said he prophesied all the same stuff that the other guy in India prophesied. And he said that the Lord was going to be doing big things with me and, breaking exalting me out of all this. Like, it's been 40 years in the wilderness. It's been 40 rough years for me. Actually, 41. And so this guy was saying, Stephen, the Lord is going to finally give you a big ministry, and he has a big purpose for you, and he's going to, get you out of this slump, and, he's going to exalt you, and things are going to get better finally, and this and that. So, praise God. I hope so. But then he actually said, if there was any doubt, it went away when he said Isaiah 61, because Isaiah 61 came to me in 2015 when I was at work. I was doing this. I was working at children's prison up in Middletown, and I was all by myself, in the building. Well, the only security guard at night. And I was reading the Bible at the time because I would be out there all night long. I usually work a lot of third shifts. And I go out into the lobby, and there was a water bottle, and it said Isaiah on it. So I'm like, oh, maybe somebody's name is Isaiah. But then when I went to throw it out, it said Isaiah 61. So I'm like, let me look that up in my Bible. And it talked about how God's going to give you a double portion of good for all the shame that you've had to endure in your life, and everything the devil stole from you and all that other stuff. So, it was just amazing. That was a whole amazing night. I mean, when I used to work late night shifts in these scary buildings and stuff at night, or government facilities, just me by myself all night long, and I've had to deal with hauntings and stuff too, and demonic stuff, and shadow people, all kinds of creepy stuff late at night when you're all alone. And so I would pray my rosary on my walks or our tour, when you're going through the building and it's pitch black, it's just a flashlight and you. And so I had my rosary and I would pray, or I'd have the Bible with me, and those were some awesome times when I look back now. Boring. I thought I was going to die of boredom in those jobs, but because you're just all alone, just watching monitors and walking around the same building, checking doors all night long. Well, I decided that was those years of security as a security officer helped me draw close to God and read the Bible, because I would bring the Bible. Nobody's around to stop me. And I would pray, and I would talk to God, and amazing things happened. And it says, I'm getting paid to read the Bible. It was awesome. Years later, I ended up in port security, where I had to guard critical infrastructure by myself again, in like a toll booth type of thing, guarding a gate and doing bomb checks and stuff for anybody who came into the facility. There was nothing to do but read the Bible and pray in between tours, and just standing there staring at nothing, making sure nobody terrorizes the place. So very, very boring, but amazing times where it's like God forced me to, like, I needed a job, right? So I was forced with 12-hour shifts every day, sometimes 6 days a week, where it was just me and God and nobody else, unless I had to, let someone in. And so really boring. So you just read the Bible and you prayed and you interceded for people, and it was awesome. Now that I think about it, and now I'm like, now I see why God gave me jobs like that, where Is that my car going off? Oh, it's your alarm. Um, where I was kind of like, he forced me to just give him undivided attention for many years. And that's, the more you give God, the more you really spend time with him in his word and praying and like a little child in your heart. It's got to be sincere. It doesn't have to be all like this big, pomp and circumstance. It's got to be sincere. And when you really totally rely on him, he moves mountains for you, like miracles. He's always taking care of me through other people. He sends people to help me. When I need money, when I need help, whatever it is, he sends it. And because don't forget, you and I are supposed to be his eyes, his ears, his mouthpiece, his hands. He blesses people through other people. We're supposed to be brother's keeper. We're supposed to be a family down here. He's not going to come off his throne and show up in my living room and say, "Here, Steve, here's a check," or whatever. He does it through other people, and he's always done that. But you can't be a lazy person either. Like, you have to do your part. If he knows you're really trying and you're doing everything within your power to do it, and, because he doesn't just like lazy people. You have to work. You have to do your part. Then he will help you, You can't fool God. He knows your heart, your thoughts, your intentions, your effort. And so, yeah, that's how I survived this long, honestly, because I've been through a lot of stuff that my friend Bob always tells me. He's like, it's amazing you're still alive. With all the, he's like, how many times you were in the hospital? How many accidents? How many attacks on your life? How many illnesses? How many terrible things happen? Heartbreaks? The way your family abandoned you, your girlfriend died. He's like, I don't think I could have survived it. I would have killed myself. I'm like, don't think I didn't think about it many times. Tried a couple times. But the Lord stopped it. And thank God. So, yeah, look, when you finally just totally surrender and say, okay, the road to the cross, it's not easy. It's painful. It's lonely. It's scary. But I posted something on my page a couple days ago. You gotta, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. It says the saint must walk alone, and when I listened to that video like 5 times in a row. It made so much sense. Everything this man said, I forgot who said it, but just go back and find it. It made perfect sense of everything I go through. Everything I go through and have gone through, that man talked about. And so it makes me realize that, okay, the devil's always in my ear and in my head telling me that I'm going through all this because I'm a bad person and God hates me and I'm being punished and I'm going to hell and he doesn't love me and he's abandoned me. And it's easy to believe that. I mean, just earlier tonight I was like on my knees almost crying and I'm like, Lord, do you love me? I mean, I hate to ask you that because you're always there for me. You do bless me. You do get me through. So of course you do. But I don't know. I mean, this is tough. Like, I don't know why I have to keep going through this. It really feels like you're angry at me or something, But then you wouldn't be helping me if that was the case. So it's got to be that you're doing something with my life. It's got to be that you're preparing me for sainthood or, some big mission or something. Otherwise, it's all in vain, So I listened to that video and it made a lot of sense. And it reminded me. And I just got to stop doubting because the devil's always making me doubt. He's always trying to tell me that I'm garbage, that I'm useless. He throws my past in my face. Everything like the other night I couldn't sleep again. Everything I ever did wrong, going back to, it's like 5 years old, was in my mind. And I'm like, did I confess that? Did I forget this? Is there something I'm not confessing? Something's wrong. Maybe I didn't confess something. Maybe I'm still in sin. And it's like, wait, I know I confessed all these things. Maybe I better do it again. Now I'm being scrupulous. And it's because the devil just keeps working on you. And then when you finally fall asleep, some of the dreams that I have are so scary that you wake up and you're like, you got to turn the lights on, you're panicking, you can't go back to bed. There's stuff of horror movies, and they're so real. And, I mean, these are demonic forces that attack you when you're sleeping. And if it's not that, perverted type dreams or sexual dreams or what. It's just nonsense. I hate going to sleep. I wish I didn't have to sleep at night because I don't get much sleep. I'm constantly up every half hour, in pain, sick, haven't used the bathroom, bad dreams, go back to sleep, another nightmare, perverted dream. I mean, it's just constant. I don't know the last time I've ever gotten a solid 6 to 8 hours of sleep without waking up, without having a bad dream, without, a restful night. I don't remember the last time I had a restful night's sleep in many, many, many years. And I pray before I go to bed. I pray a lot. I put holy water on me and around the room and all the corners. And still sometimes things happen. I mean, sometimes the temperature will just drop, even if it's 80 degrees out. It'll get freezing. Sometimes, you hear footsteps, growls, voices. Sometimes the covers are ripped off you. It's scary stuff. And sometimes I know I shut the lights off before I went to bed, and I wake up and it's 5 a.m. and the lights are on in my room. And it's like, I didn't leave them on. I knew I didn't leave. I know I shut them off before, and then I rolled over and went to sleep. So why are the lights on again? Stuff like that. It's just whatever. He does everything he can to try to keep me from getting decent sleep. So I'm always tired, and my body can't heal. And anyway, we rebuke all this in Jesus' name. It's coming to an end. I have a feeling that as bad as the world is getting, and I guess we're just going to have to see, I have a feeling that God is going to do something with my life. Something that nobody expected. Something that's going to be so awesome or major, that all my enemies, my family, everybody will have to admit that Jesus is Lord, that He's real, that only God did this. They know me, they know that for me, it is absolutely impossible, so God must have done this. And maybe that's what it's going to require for people to become believers, Of course, people will be jealous. I mean, anytime something good happens to me, you got the naysayers and people want to make you feel like you don't deserve it. And that's another reason why I don't like to accept anything from people, because I've always been raised to feel like I'm not worthy, and I don't deserve anything good. I don't deserve gifts and, nice things, and I should just suffer all the time and be poor and die in the street because I don't deserve to have what everybody else has. That comes from the mouths of my family members. They've done nothing but put me down for 41 years, and, and I'm just, it's like self-fulfilling prophecy. But anyway, that's why I don't listen to them anymore. I'm tired of their abuse, and they're out of my life anyway, unfortunately. And I still love them, and I miss them, and I pray for them hard every night. And I offer up my sufferings for them, even the sufferings that they caused me. But I just want them converted and saved. I forgive them. I just want us all safe in heaven. We'll talk about it in eternity, but let's just get us all there. That's all I'm concerned about. I keep begging God. Like last night, there was things that was popping into my mind from like things that happened to me in high school, things that teachers did to me and said to me that were real bad. I mean, we're talking stuff that I could have had them arrested for, or lawsuits. I mean, and then I started realizing, I'm like laying there at night, and I'm like, why is it that my entire life has been cursed, and that all of these terrible things constantly happen to me for my entire life? Constantly being picked on and bullied by my teachers, by co-workers, by family, by friends, by everybody. Even the other day, there was a young man I was dealing with, I won't mention who, and I'm old enough to be his dad, and he just so rude to me the entire day. Bossing me around, talking down to me. I'm like, dude, you're in high school. Like, I just kept my mouth shut, grit my teeth, and I'm like, I don't need this right now. But remember, you're a Christian. You need to learn humility. What would St. Faustina do? She would just keep her mouth shut and offer it up. And so that's what I did. But it wasn't easy because I got to swallow my pride and my ego. But this young generation, they do not have any respect for their elders. I mean, I'm only 41, but that's compared to like what, a 16-year-old, 15, 16-year-old. I'm an elder. You don't talk to me like that. but I'm not his parent, so I'm not there to discipline him. But I do blame the parents for raising. I mean, I wasn't. Look, I was raised pretty tough. I mean, if you held your fork wrong at the table, you got slapped upside the head. If I sat on my bed after I made it and was wrinkled, I'd get slapped. You know, my stepmother was brutal. I love her. She, in her own crazy way, you know, I'm glad that she raised me tough and proper with manners and, you know, from sit up straight, chew with your mouth closed, don't talk with your mouth full, never burp or anything at the table, you know, hold your fork properly, this and that. But she was like overkill. It was like, you never know what you were getting smacked for. So, and she still tries to be like that to me, even at 41. Some people just control freaks like that. But I think that she thinks she's in her own little mind doing the right thing by me or whatever. I don't know. She always just say tough love and whatever. Yeah, tough love. Thanks. I almost died how many times the past year because of my family's tough love. We're not animals, okay? Humans are not supposed to throw the weakling out of the nest and let it die. This is not a Marxist um, survival of the fittest socialist mentality here or communist mentality. We're supposed to be Christians. We're supposed to be human. You take care of the weak and the widowed and the orphan and the poor. You don't throw them out of the nest and say, oh, well, you're too bad, die because you're useless to society. And if you can't do it on your own, you're on your, you know, it's sick, but that's how people think. Anyway, I just wanted to make this video because if I don't know if people were trying to call me. It is 1:30, but you can still call me. I am going to try to go to bed soon. I got to try to get up for church in the morning and then go back to work. And I still haven't had sheets on my bed in over a week now because they're in a pile. And I washed all my laundry, but it's still sitting in bags. I have not had time. I've been going with problems and work and everything else and doctor's appointments. Things keep coming. And I have not even gotten to put my laundry away. It's all wrinkled. And it took me forever to wash a month full of laundry. I had no laundry left. I finally got it all washed, and that's expensive. That costs a lot of money because we don't have a washer and dryer that work here. And now it's sitting in my room in bags, and the sheets needed to be washed really bad. And so I've just been laying on a mattress under blankets because by the time I go to bed at night and then I have to get up early, and I just didn't have time. But anyway. Yeah, whatever. I'm sorry if someone was trying to get a hold of me and I didn't answer the phone. Just email me, text me, message me on Facebook, or video call me back again. But it sounded like somebody was trying to video chat me or something. So, alright, have a good night.